Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start our meeting at approximately 6:34. This is the City Council Clxc Community Redevelopment Agency, successor agency, Clxc Financing Authority adjourned regular meeting for February 25th, 2014 at approximately 6:34. Before we begin, I would like to have a silence of moment for a very special lady that passed away, Virginia Bebita Carino Moreno, a true bulldog. She worked for Customs during the historical part of the Bracero program. She always taught her children to give respect to others, and an astute businesswoman. And I think what I've heard on those lunches and breakfasts and other Sunday gatherings, a great mother. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be silent for just a few seconds and give our love and prayers to the Moreno family. Thank you very much. John, would you be kind enough, would you care to tell us where the services will be at the wake?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Hodge. The services will be Thursday at 6 o'clock for a rosary at Our Lady of Guadalupe Church. The funeral mass will be Friday morning at 9 a.m. at Our Lady of Guadalupe. I thank the Clxc firefighters who came on the 16th of February and did an outstanding job. Damien Gonzalez, Elia Inza Jr., firefighters Zambrano, and a couple of other gentlemen, and of course, Chief Mercado. But it's been very tough, but it's a celebration of life, and she lived life to the fullest. I thank you, Mayor Hodge.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, and we deeply give our prayers and our considerations to her and your whole family. All right, then, ladies and gentlemen, let's move forward. I'd like to defer to our city attorney, Jennifer Lyon.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council members met in closed session. Councilwoman Hurtado was not present during closed session. Item B on closed session is continued until the end of this open session. Item C, direction was given, no reportable action was taken. On item A, Mayor Hodge did not participate due to a potential conflict of interest. Castro and Kim needed to participate to form a quorum. On that, direction was given, no reportable action was taken. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Madam Attorney. Now, a call to order in attendance. We are fully present here, all council members. So the next thing we will do is please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I'll go ahead and lead that. Ready to begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, is there a motion to approve this agenda?
So moved.
All right, moved by Mayor Pro Tem and second by Councilwoman Hurtado. Please vote. All right, it passes unanimously. Moving on to the announcements and public appearances and public comments. At this point, I do not have any slips. One's coming. All right. While we're getting that slip, let me read the usual information here. On public comments, ladies and gentlemen, not to exceed 3 minutes. This is the time for the public to address the council on any item not appearing on the agenda that is within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council. The mayor will recognize you, and when you come to the microphone, please state your name and place of residence for the record. While members of the public are encouraged to participate It is unlawful to disturb or delay the council meeting with personal or slanderous remarks. If the item you wish to comment on is a closed session or consent item, please comment now. If the item you wish to comment on is on the public portion of the agenda, we will take your comment when we get to the item on the agenda. Please direct your questions and comments to the City Council. So I do have one, and it's a general comment, and that would be by Yoli Cordero. Yoli, would you please be kind enough to come up?
Wow. Good afternoon or good evening, City Council. I was going to make a list, but I was running late. But anyway, one of the comments I wanted to make was from the last City Council meeting that, if I recalled, City Council Castro and I think City Council Kim also kind of agreed. He was concerned about downtown and the dirtiness that we have in the alleys and on the streets of downtown Clxc and several areas around the downtown. First of all, I think that's great that, and I'm going to say in general, when you guys come out with these concerns about things that are out there in the city that are not being done, but I think we also need to come up with some solutions. That's one. Two, you need to understand that we don't have money. We're broke. We can't get people to get employees to go clean, go do this, go that, because we don't have the money. We're running a very, a small group of employees working, doing a little bit of everything in the city and all over. And, you know, unfortunately, I think, you know, City Council picks up the phone, calls the city, and they say, this needs to be done, and everybody has to jump and go do whatever the city councilman says and stuff. To me, that's, and I don't know if it's, I know it's happened in the past, I don't know if it's happening now, but that's not the way you run our city. That was one thing. The second thing I wanted to add there was that I had shared with Mayor Hodge at the time, I don't know if he was mayor, about downtown. One of the things that I think that needs to be done is one of the reasons we have all this mess in downtown, all the littering, all the alleys full of urine and all these other things is, unfortunately, there's people that need those services and they're not available for them. It has to do a lot with the people that bring sales tax to our city, which is the agriculture people. They come to work here to Imperial Valley, but they don't have nowhere to go to the restroom, nowhere to wait when they've been up for so many hours waiting to try to get a job. I think one of the things that we need to start looking at before this November that comes in, that we need to start finding a place where all these buses need to congregate and pick up all the people there. And that area needs to have some kind of a service for them so that they can use the facilities. And I think we need to also talk to the labor contractors that are coming into the city of Calexico. We should find out who they are. We need to start talking to them. We need to have them that they're going to need a license to come into Calexico to come and pick up these people. So that, I mean, these agriculture people that leave their sales tax here in Calexico and they go out and work all over the valley, so that they can come in here and pick them up. And with that license, we can use some of that. That could be some funding money that we can use for the city of Calexico. But that needs to be addressed like very soon, because we need, you know, there has to be something there to do a group of a committee to get these contractors, identify who they are, and start making a list so we can start bringing some money in. All right. That's all my time.
Thank you very much. Okay, I only had this one white slip. Is there anyone else? Last chance. Public comment? All right, we'll move on. Thank you. We'll move on to general comments by council members. Councilman Kim, 3 minutes for your general comments. 3 minutes for all of us. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, first of all, I believe that we need to invite the Congressman Juan Vargas, Mr. Vargas, to updating about the new port of entry strategies among the Congress level, because we need to get the money from the Congress, from the federal, to be able to open the new port of entry to solve all the problem we have in the Calexico. So I believe that we have to do it. That is our jurisdiction and not the county's jurisdiction. And I believe we have to do in Clxc City, we have to deal with it to proactive, the taking care of our citizens needed. I believe Mr. Renison is not city council member anymore, and we supposed to do it. And the other one is I gonna doing more for the future agenda items, but we should. I have some solution on the downtown areas, especially like restroom. Among the bus, we suppose have new port of entry. We should bring into the city, and we make the restroom over there, and taking care of all the passengers for the bus passengers needed. We can deal with it. So I'm gonna be supported. I'm gonna be presenting the new items on the city agenda, and I'm sorry to my fellow council members, to his last of the family members. I can't imagine because I didn't have any chance, but I gotta be worried about that same loss. So we all have to prepare, but we never gonna be exchanged to what we have right now. I'm very sorry to Mr. Moreno personal loss. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kim.
Thank you, Councilman Kim. Councilman Castro?
Well, no, I don't have no comments today, but already spoke with Councilman Moreno, my colleague, and I already give him my most sincere condolences for what happened, and that came out from my heart. Everybody concerned about their mom, so
Yes.
that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilman Castro. Councilwoman Hurtado.
Thank you. And I do apologize for not coming to, making it to closed session. This Wednesday, past Wednesday, I came to the City of Calexico's Parks and Recreation Committee meeting. They still meet, and they were a little concerned, though, because it appears that a couple of the members are not showing up, and they are beginning to be a bit frustrated with the fact that it looks like some of their members are not showing up. So those that could talk to your members and ensure that right now, at this point, the Parks and Recreation will start to get active, being that there was some activity with some decisions in Measure H to have a nice infusion of monies, and they have big plans for that. So the following day, we do have a subcommittee still here at the City of Calexico as far as the council, and the council has a subcommittee that consists of myself and Mr. Castro. And I'm sorry I didn't get to see you there on Thursday, but the subcommittee did have a meeting then on Thursday, and very few individuals showed up as well, which is a little disappointing because I know that the parks conditions and issues have been such a concern for so many people. But yet when we have these meetings, then we're not having any participation.
Was this open to the public?
Of course it was. It was several of the participants out there as far as
What day was that?
Thursday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So Wednesday's meeting I was probably the only public there, and the subcommittee was. But although there was very few of us, there was a lot of discussion about what will be happening from here on in. I know that Mr. Rodriguez is there with us too, because there are plans to start having some serious action for our parks, and it's getting really exciting. So as far as participation, it would be really nice if we would have some more participation, not only from our subcommittee, but also from your persons who you appointed on the Recreation Committee. We also are going to be having our next farmers market on March the 2nd. And I also want to remind this council that with regard to the port of entry issues, we also do have a subcommittee for that. And the subcommittee, the council subcommittee for port of entry issues is yourself, Mr. Mayor Hodge, and me. So I would assume that if there are issues with regard to the port of entry, we should maintain
Yeah.
We should maintain the interest and the conversation amongst the subcommittees and keep them working, and then have any relationship or discussions with the county.
I totally forgot. Thank you. We'll start moving forward on that.
So the other issue is that because we have subcommittees that are supposed to work with us, it's very helpful when those subcommittees are participating, but a little disappointing when they don't. So I see a little lack of enthusiasm there for some of the individuals that are supposed to be helping out and volunteering, you know, and if they're not able to, I think it's probably a good idea to ask them to step down.
You mean on the commissions?
On the commissions, yeah. Only because there's so much to do.
Well, you've piqued my interest, so I'd like to find out who those people are.
Yeah.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I have some answers to some questions.
Is that okay?
It's really
Is that all?
As long as it's brief, we just
It's
don't
brief,
have an
yeah.
item on the
Okay.
agenda to discuss.
Okay, because okay, go ahead. Brief.
Well, first of all, I'm concerned about any issue in the city of Calexico, but I didn't know. I know it's my responsibility to know, but at the same time, I didn't receive any email from city staff.
I didn't receive it.
From, I believe, Sandra Thaler, or from Gabby. Did you send me any email or any information related to what Maritza Hurtado, Councilwoman, talking about? Okay, who I believe.
But I can tell you, Mr. Castro, it was an email, and it was an email about 2 weeks ago before the meeting.
Well, I saw an email, all the people who are involved in that, but not my name. That's weird. That's the reason I'm concerned, because I'm part of the member of that community, but I didn't see nothing about that. So
Okay.
I'm willing to meet every week if you want it, but it's been probably 2 or 2 months that I
All right.
haven't received any email.
Okay,
So,
Councilman.
Concerned about that, so will you please send me an email, any information related to the park?
All right, we'll work that out. You can work that out later.
Sounds good.
All right, because it is true, we need to be more effective on these commissions. You're absolutely right, and Maritza will get together on the border issues. Okay, Mayor Pro Tem Moreno.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Hodge. I did attend the State of the County address by County Supervisor John Rennison, which was very favorable and positive at San Diego State. I think it was a couple of Thursdays ago. It was good to see a lot of people out there, and he gave us a good idea of where the county is and where the county is headed, and stressed the importance of working together with the municipalities in the Imperial County. I'd also like to congratulate the Clxc High School girls basketball team on winning the Imperial Valley League tonight. They have a CIF playoff game, and hope for the best for them. And a lot of the players come out of the CPAL with Ms. Carmen Estrada. So we're seeing that if the Bulldogs win, I guess what I understand, they'll get more home games. So let's hope for them on winning. And I met with Angel Esparza, and he shared his Mi Calexico magazine, which is in publication. And I invited him to speak at my school because I think it's important for our youth to see other youth being successful and entrepreneurial. And I also would like to take this opportunity to say that of the 525 continuation high schools in the state of California, 24 were designated as model continuation high schools, and the one 2 blocks down the street is one of those 24. So
Excellent.
and it's because of the excellent staff and the students and the parents and the community of Calexico. Thank you, Mr. Hodge.
Okay, thank you. I attended, in fact, yesterday a roundtable discussion with Congressman Vargas, and there were 3 issues that were brought up and discussed, and Salton Sea, the the first one escapes me, but the second one was the expansion of our border. And there seemed to be some good news, some moving forward. I think that he said that Obama is in favor. And the big glitch had always been in Congress, the House of Representatives. And he said that the item about funding for a port of entry has now moved higher up in a priority list, way up. And he stated that the way he approaches the Republicans, especially the ones that are real ideological and staunch in their opinions, is not to attack or argue, but to just keep being nice and extending himself as helping and how they can help him on or us on the issue. So we got a little lesson about how he does his politicking on that level. But it sounded very positive. Okay. Also, a couple of Saturdays ago, took the walking tour with ICTC to survey and see some potential spots for the new transportation station that will be coming to Clxc in due time. And one, of course, area that was noted or recognized for a possible station was 3rd and Pollen. But the one that seemed to be the most favorable, just among the people that were there, was the site where the old Rite Aid is. For various reasons, they thought that might be the best site. But nothing is concluded at this point. So that was informative. I also attended State of the City of Address, and it was very good, and John Renison kept it very succinct and brief. And so on that note, I will do the same for our State of City of Address. City Manager, it's still March 11th. Is that correct?
That's what we're shooting for.
We're shooting for at 5:30. Okay, and also read in the newspaper today, and I remember seeing this gentleman, a pioneer of Clxc, Richard Ellis, had passed away, a pioneer of our community, and of course Sam Ellis' store. So he died over the weekend. So our prayers and thoughts go out to the family. This is part of life, isn't it? In such a small community, it impacts us greatly. So that is that. I don't think I have any more. Thank you. So that concludes for the council members. Now we'll move on to City Manager.
Just a couple of quick items. One of the items that always seems to come up is the situation with the Melrose building. We have met with the project manager that is supposed to be working on that, and he has at least related to us that he plans on moving forward and providing for the demolition and the work that needs to be done there within the time frame that we have identified. So that's good news. On the recreation front, there's a couple of programs that have started. The soccer clinics for the girls have started. Also the mural program, which I know is close and dear to everybody's heart. Apparently there was 5 applications that were received for the mural project, and now the Arts Commission will meet to consider which ones they want to approve, a maximum of 3 murals. So that looks like it's moving forward. There's also the event that is happening March 1st, which is, I'm told, is very much appreciated, and that is the daddy-daughter dance. So if you have any daughters, daddies, make sure you take them. That's on Saturday, March 1st, from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And again, that's been very well received. We're working on trying to get a waiver from the state in order to receive some funds in order to try to fix up our fire station before, in anticipation of the new one, but we have some work to do on the existing fire station, and so there's been contact with the state in reference to obtaining some funding there so that we can move forward with that. I was hoping the chief would be here, but I guess he was on jury duty and maybe he's in LA. but I was hoping he would update us on the ladder truck. The last indication was that the ladder truck was supposed to be ready today, and I was hoping he'd walk through those doors and say the ladder truck was outside, because we were hoping to bring it in here and show it to you. And it will be a great addition to our fire suppression equipment. We've been missing that one for years, and so with the help of Measure H, we finally got the funding to be able to take care of that. So again, that'll be a great addition to us in light of some of the new developments like the outlets. It will certainly help us in case we ever have to use it. Thank you.
I have some questions. Mr.
Questions by
Yeah.
City Councilman
First,
Kim?
I believe that we're going to have a JPI military
that's
meeting
right.
March 8th.
At this point, we received an approval from all of you. We're sending out confirmations, but right now the date is March 8th.
March 8th,
It'll
yeah.
be from 9
We
to
confirm
5.
from the JPIA.
That is correct.
Yeah, but I request to hold the meeting at the City Hall. That way people can attend it. If not hold by City Hall, I won't be here. I won't be at other place. I'm going to be March 8th. I'm going to be here at City Hall.
We will be talking to JPIA to see what their suggestions are, and then we'll be getting a hold of the council. I know that one of the things that they've told me in the past is they want to have a room available for the ability to have those conversations and obviously allow, but also close enough because it's a full day event. And so their suggestion has always been in the past to have the ability to just walk out of the room and obtain services for eating so that we don't lose people, because we have a tendency to lose them if we allow them to just go home for lunch and then they never show back up or whatever. So I'll be discussing that with JPIA, getting their recommendation, and then advising the council to see how they want to proceed.
I think there's enough room at the place we were at. There's 18 people in here tonight. And I believe that that Denny's has that extra room that could be opened up to sit at least 40 people, 50 people. So I'm not sure, being here all day would be something that we'd want. A retreat is to
not-
leave your normal setting
Right.
and go to a new setting.
Correct, and these chairs are hard.
Well, in those cases, last time when we have a
Okay.
council retreat, that we had the forced people, the buyer, citizens to buy the food. It's not fair for them.
Okay. Councilman Kim,
Yes, I
we
understand
can
this.
discuss that later.
I have another question about I was asking about the American National Portfolio Report with the name of the personal and entity. I didn't get yet. So would you be
Which
able to?
report is that? I'm sorry.
American National Portfolio Report.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I've been keep asking.
We'll make sure that we provide it to you even before the next meeting. That
Okay.
shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
We're getting off topic here. These are general comments. So let's move forward. Let's move forward, please. Okay, we come to the consent agenda. Looking down, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 11. There are 11 consent agenda items. Is there a motion to approve all of them?
I'd like to pull
I'd like to-
4, 5.
Okay, go slow, Kim, please. You want to pull how many? Or how much? Which ones?
I'd like to pull number 1,
Number 1,
4,
4,
5, 6, and 11.
and 11, sir. Anyone else want to pull any agenda items?
I'd like to pull number 10.
Number 10 for Councilwoman Hurtado.
Mayor, if there's not any others, I'd like to motion to approve 2, 3, 7, 8, 9.
Councilman Castro.
Councilman Bowman, you pull number 10?
She did.
Oh,
Clarification? Okay.
okay. Clarification.
Okay, very good. All right. Back to Mayor Pro Tem. Would you please repeat what you said, sir?
On the consent agenda, I'd like to approve 2, 3, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, that's about what's left. Okay, is there a
So moved.
second? So moved. All right, then,
Approval?
please vote on those items. Approval. I got a yes there. It's not. Doesn't seem for yours to be coming. Can you try? Oh, not working? Due to technical difficulties, will be returned. Okay, there you go. Okay, it's unanimous. All right, then. Remember, these are consent items, so we should not spend a whole lot of time on these. They're consent, regular, ordinary operational items, but I understand the need to inquire on some of them. Okay, number one, would you like to discuss or address, Councilman Kim? May I say it's the approval of City Council, Clxc Community Redevelopment Agency successor. It's the authority minutes for regular minutes for September 17th, October 15th, 2013, January 21st, 2014, and special meetings September 5th, 2013, September 23rd, 2015, October 30th, 2015, and January 14th, 2014. So it's lots of dates on minutes. Go right ahead, sir.
Okay, first of all, I have a page 10, the January 21st. And the item number 1.
Page. On January 21st, sir?
Yes, January 21st, page 10.
Okay.
At the top of the page, they have put the pages on it this time. Page 10, we have the item number 1, approval of the application for the alcohol beverage license. And there, Councilman Kim expressed, and they have a second line, they said the
proximity
to William Moreno Junior High School, and he did not want to have this so close to junior high. She said he did not care. I said I did not care about the renewal, but I don't want to have this so close to the junior high school. And I said I do not care for renewal.
So do you understand the difference there, Gabby? Okay, take note of that. That's item number 1. Is all for item number 1, sir, or are there more on the means?
Okay, I just have only January 21st.
January 21st again?
No, that's all I have.
Oh, that's all you have for item number 1, sir?
But I don't have any minute beside that.
Oh.
No?
Was it that the one that came in the brown bag? The extra?
No.
Okay. You saying you don't have the minutes for January 21st?
Oh, okay. They have a minute from the old agenda. She gave me the new agenda with the change one, so I didn't have a chance to see the old one. So if you agree to council member, we can postpone for next week, except changing the 21st one, January 21st agenda.
Okay, so I'm sorry, what is it that you'd like to do?
Okay,
sir?
I'd like to make the motion.
Yes, sir.
To approve with the change on the January 21st.
Yes, like
minute.
you stated, yeah.
And the rest of them we can postpone for the next meeting because I didn't have a chance to look into.
So you want to postpone the others?
The others.
For the possibility of looking at them?
Yes, because it was.
Okay. Is there a second on that?
I'd like to understand that. Because you want to postpone what?
Rest of the minute, except January 21st with the change you are mentioning.
All those different dates, Councilman. He does not want to accept them now. And
I
wants to
didn't.
put them on the next.
There was. I have 2 different packages. Just screw me up.
You didn't get to read them.
See the other ones.
Okay.
Second?
Second.
Okay. For the next council meeting. All right. So, correction has been made for January 21st. The other dates referring to the meetings will be transferred over to the next meeting to be looked at on consent agenda. Okay?
Can we just point of clarification, Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
We can approve January 21, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Ms. Lyon?
That's the one.
Okay.
As long as the clerk recorded the changes, that's...
Right.
Yes.
And then at the next meeting, we'll have
The
them all.
others.
Yeah.
Okay? So please vote to approve consent agenda item number 1, specifically and only for the meeting of January, the minutes for January 21st, 2014. And table the rest for the next meeting. Excuse me. Thank you. Okay, very good. If I circled it right, the next item, Councilman Kim, is number 4. Conduct a second reading, adopt ordinance number 1152, which will allow the City of Clxco to utilize alternative bidding procedures as defined in the Uniform Public Construction Cost Accounting Act, UPCCAA, to become effective 30 days after adoption. All right, your inquiry, sir, or questions or concerns?
Okay, first of all, my concern is they have 4, 5, 6. We didn't pass anonymously last time, so some council member against it. So it shouldn't be in consent agenda. That we're going to be pulled out every time, because if we approve the consent agenda, that means the 5 council member is been approved that item, but it didn't pass by anonymously last time. So for the future, any agenda repeatedly coming back for the little changes whatsoever, it shouldn't be in the consent agenda. But when we consent agenda, if we approve by 5 of them, then it's going to be entitled to accepting that issues. They were against it, but if we approve this one time as a consent agenda, they're going to be 5 council members approving that. So any issues, we should not put it into consent agenda unless we pass one anonymously.
With all respect, Councilman Kim, I'm a little confused. City Attorney, would you like to elaborate on that, or?
No, I think he's just saying that on the introduction of these ordinances, it wasn't a unanimous vote, and so he's concerned.
Wasn't?
Right. It was 3-2.
Was this last time? It was not on the consent agenda.
No. Ordinances the first time have to be under business items.
Yes.
You have to do the first reading.
Okay.
So
I see.
4, 5, and 6.
And this is a second reading.
Are all second readings of ordinances that were approved the first time around with a 3-2 vote. So
3-2 vote.
Councilmember Kim is concerned about these being put on consent, because with consent, if he doesn't pull it off consent, then it shows that he voted in favor of this.
Oh, I see.
So at this point, if a council member who is in favor of the ordinance wants to make a motion to adopt it, that you can do that.
We can still do it.
Yes.
Right, he's just making a statement
He's
that
making
he wants
it.
these on
Okay,
future
I
agendas
understand
not
that.
to be put on consent.
All right, thank you.
We could either put it under consent and you pull, or we could put it under new items. You could do it either way.
Right, from a legal perspective, it can be on either portion. He's expressing his preference.
Okay.
But do I understand? We can vote for it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And then also, same things. We should not increase the amount of the money without the bidding.
Items 5 and 6, are you referring
Yes.
to?
No, I'm talking about item 4.
Item 4.
Yeah. So I made the motion to not approve it.
That threw me off. Okay. Is there he makes a motion not to approve it. Is there a second? No, if there's no second, it dies.
Second.
All right, not to approve it.
Not to approve.
So if we don't want to approve it, we vote yes. Okay. All right then, that has been motioned and seconded, so we need to respect that. Okay, that motion dies.
Mayor, I'd like to move that this item be approved, number 4, on the consent.
All right, I would like to second that. So Mayor Pro Tem has made the motion. Mayor Hodges may second the motion. Please vote on item number 4. All right, it's the reverse. That motion does pass. But with duly noted and recorded Councilman Kim's concerns. Councilman Kim, number 5.
Same things. We need to run our budget conservatively. So we should keep the $5,000 limit.
So you still believe in the $5,000
Yes.
limit in 2014?
Yes. and I make the motion to not to approve it.
All right, here we go again. Councilman Kim makes a motion not to approve it. Is there a second not to approve it?
Second, not to.
Number 5, okay. All right, then please vote on number 5, not to approve it. Okay, sorry, that motion dies. Is there a motion now to approve it?
So moved.
Second, okay. Now vote to approve item number 5. And it moves. It is approved. I assume item number 6 is the same issue, right? But you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, that one is a bingo game.
Bingo.
Yeah, I think that one for the 9 to midnight, the 7 days a week. So we cannot allow to have chance to be in the gambling in our town. I make the motion to not to approve it.
Councilman Kim makes a motion not to approve it. Is there a second? Second by Councilwoman Hurtado. All those in favor of not to approve, well, whatever, I'm sorry. Please vote on the issue. Okay.
Mayor, I move that we approve this item.
I did also ask for
I'm
a question.
sorry, what?
I just wanted a clarification.
Oh, clarification. Go ahead, Council.
Before the further vote. This item has been on our agenda in the business, as a business item 3 times. The first 2 times it was shot down, the third it was approved. But I remember the first time when this was presented to us, I recall very clearly, and I need a clarification only because the public is asking this question, and I was a little confused too on how it works. But I recall that the Sergeant Duran, I believe, was the one that came up and indicated that bingo games, and I think somebody referred to the California lottery, how the local bingo games that are being promoted here would benefit the local nonprofit agencies.
That's correct.
And I believe because he works with the Adrian Cordova, I think that's probably where the interest was. But is there anybody here that can explain that? What exactly is it, how these bingo games in particular in a local city like this would actually end up benefiting the nonprofit organizations such as what was being told to us? I was a little confused on that, and I don't know how to explain to individuals out there exactly what that meant.
All right, City Manager?
I don't know if he knows.
Excuse me.
I'll take a drink of water.
As I understand it, there is a percentage of the take that they have on the meeting that then would be provided to a charity. That's my understanding. I don't know if legal wants to chime in on what her understanding is.
I don't have anything to add. I haven't.
Is there anybody in the
dealt with
audience that would be
the
able to provide
implementation.
that, if you don't mind?
Willie Hermosillo, good evening.
Hello, how are you? Actually, all the nonprofits benefit because they can run their own bingo game. So they would actually make 100% of the take.
That's right, that night of the bingo.
That's how it works. Now, if you have an operator that comes in and supplies you with the equipment, they take 25%. The rest goes to the charity. I believe that's the percentage. The charity has to run the game.
And
It
what kind
cannot
of,
be-
I'm sorry, what kind of setup is it that we're expecting here?
Well,
The
we're not
25
expecting anything. The ordinance has nothing to do with that. You can have,
No, there was a proponent that came to bring this item to the agenda, and I recall asking who the proponent was. So there is a proponent that's
Well,
that's proposing
it
this,
could
and that's
be-
why it was an item.
it could be him or any other company that can come in here and supply the nonprofits
Well,
with
in
the
particular, I'm
equipment.
very interested in the proponent that brought this item to
I
this
believe
city.
it, I'm not sure
You're
what
not
it is.
sure?
I believe it's traditional bingo.
Okay. I'm interested in knowing this proponent in this city, what the deal is for this city. I'd like to know,
The
because the
ordinance-
citizens are asking that question.
The
right
ordinance
now.
is open to the industry. It's not open, it's not just for one person.
Right, but I'm curious to know that if this item has come in, and it seems to be a pretty pressing item in the proponent's eyes, I guess, because it's been on there 3 times, that people are asking, what is the benefit to the community?
Well,
So
the benefit is that a nonprofit can run their own bingo game 7 days a week. I believe it's from 8 to 12. That's a benefit. Not just 3 days, 2 days a week from 12 to 8.
So the City of Calexico Recreation Department can have its own bingo over there at the community center.
7
There
days a
could be
week.
another one on the west side of town. There could be one on the anywhere,
Church can have their own bingo
at the
game.
parish hall.
They don't have to go with any company to supply the.
These nonprofits, and they'll
Yes, the
generate
nonprofit
money for
can
the
run
nonprofits.
their own game.
Well, that's why I supported it for the nonprofits.
Thank you.
Not so much because of the game itself. Okay.
Motion to approve.
Okay. All right then, and I'll second that. So please, please vote. Did we not vote already?
No, that was against.
Oh. Okay. Finally, I hope this puts to rest, right?
One thing I wanted to add
Item number
really
5.
quick is that the municipal code
Or 6.
references the proceeds from the bingo games be administered in accordance with state law. And I
Right.
think I mentioned this previously, that state law has requirements that these are supposed to follow if a city does allow these in their city. So they would need to follow what state law says regarding the proceeds.
Absolutely, no problem there. But it's a way for generating money for nonprofits that do a great amount of services in various ways to our community. That's
The
my...
problem is that the community wants to make sure that that's
No,
what's going on.
absolutely, Councilwoman Hurtado. If there's confusion, it needs to be clarified. All right, let's, now we move down to item number 10. Councilwoman Hurtado had pulled that item.
Did you want to pull that item also, Mr. Castro? I'm not sure. No. Okay. The understanding is that there was...
You already pulled the item?
Yeah.
I'm concerned that item too. So,
Oh, you want to ask your question first?
no, I'm not, I don't have no question.
Probably concerned why she pulled the item?
Oh, no, don't worry. No, I have a question.
Let,
I have some
Oh, go ahead.
okay, one at a time. Councilwoman Hurtado. Councilwoman Hurtado.
Yeah, I just have a curious question. With regard to something like this, where we already have members, this would be a question for legal. Kind of similar, I have an interest in doing a little switch with my members, with my commissioners, in 2 different areas. If that would be the case where it's not necessarily like an error what Mr. Castro is having to deal with here, but in my case it's a voluntary decision of switching 2 members, could I actually just switch them, or would I need to actually go back into publishing?
I think you have to publish, because essentially they're either resigning or there's going to be a vacancy, so you would need to publish.
So I would have to come to council, notify that I'm going to be releasing them, publish, and then come back and then assign that point.
Or if they wanted to voluntarily resign, you don't have to, you only have to come to a council meeting if you're going to remove them. If they voluntarily resign their position, then Gabby can do the 10 days notice,
Without
and then it
council.
needs to just come to council once for you to make the appointment.
Okay.
Oh, that's, okay, very good. I'm glad we got that clear. Okay, is that all for item number 10, Councilwoman Hurtado?
Yes, well, the thing is, I made an error last public council meeting. Names
Oh,
of the people who I appoint.
okay.
So for that, I make this clarification, and I ask Gabby to put me on the agenda for today. That's the reason for clarification. So for library board, I would like to appoint Diana Cortez.
Right, okay.
Cortez,
Cortez.
no Ricundo. Okay.
Oh.
Cortez.
Right.
Okay, because for trustee and historical commission, I would like to appoint Flora Martin.
Just a switch.
Yeah, just a switch. Exactly.
What-
I made a mistake.
What is the name, please?
Flora Martin.
Flora Martins.
And I emphasize
Emphasize.
because I want a clarification.
Okay, we want to make sure we have these names
On this
correct.
time, by my part.
All right, very good. Thank you, Councilman
basically that's it.
Castro. Did I circled number 11? Who is that? Councilman Kim?
Yes.
Okay.
The first of all, I believe if we have something we approved the last time, and if we have some changes, we should have some mention on the new agenda, backup documents. Just like number 10, the Gabi did it, like explain what from where to change it to what.
So maybe it shouldn't be on a consent, it should be on...
No, I mean, I just need a more little clear clarification for the what change it.
All right, see, that makes
This
sense.
is when you already approve it, but we are approving again
Okay.
with the little changes. So
There is no backup on number 11?
that's on, but for the future, we can have the backup that what
point.
was to change to what.
All right.
That way, the public has a right to know.
All right, that's a good point. Mr. Servine, would you like to give us orally that backup information?
Yes, I would.
Okay, let me.
The
For
package
number-
presented where you voted for it was the wrong agreement shown. The consultant had signed the proper agreement. Unfortunately, it wasn't put in your packet, so therefore we have to come back to you to have you vote on the proper one. And the difference between the two, Mr. Kim, is that FAA had certain language in there.
Okay.
Southern language on what?
Language required by FAA.
Yeah, but can we see? Can we know what the language was?
Yeah, sure. I don't have it with me right now, but I can certainly provide it to you.
Okay. For me, is I think when we approve the ones and then we change it, we should backup document should exchange it, mentioning what from where, what to change it to what. That way, we're gonna know clearly, and the public gonna know clearly why they're changing. For the future, I'd like to have that, please.
I would. Thank you.
All right, good point made.
I make the motion to approve it.
All right, very good. I'll second that. All those in favor, please vote for item number 11. Press yes. There we go. All right. Item 11 on the consent agenda. Yes, sir. Passes unanimously. Yes, sir.
Item number 10,
Going back.
we didn't make any motion.
We did not. I'm over 60. I forgot.
It doesn't need a
Doesn't
vote.
need it.
That's what I thought.
Number 10, it's
Because
just
you're-
you.
Okay, I'm still okay, even though I'm over
It's just you,
60.
council member.
Okay, all right, I'm still all right. Okay. All right, let's move on to business items. I'd love to do a little Johnny Carson here, but woo. The approval of a resolution of City Council of the City of Clxc authorizing the city manager or his designee to endorse the master agreement, program supplement agreements, fund exchange agreements, fund transfer agreements, and any amendments entitled, quote, administering agency, federal and or state funded project, unquote, for federal project number STPL-5168-027, Cole Road.
So move.
Rehabilitation between State Highway 111 and ML King Avenue.
Just vote yes so we can get the
Yes.
street done.
Is
All
there a
this does-
motion, please, to
Yes, so
vote
moved.
for?
So moved.
And I second it. Okay, please vote.
I'm third.
No discussion, please. Oh, we had so much. Yes.
Did you just turn in a slip?
Don't.
Well, it's real quick.
Whatever.
Okay, I'll give you 10
A
seconds.
question. Wait, just for discussion. My concern for that is, and that's great, it's going to be done. The only thing is that make sure that, and you know that when the, what is it called, the
Pavement?
black stuff that
The
goes
paving, asphalt?
the asphalt, thank you. It doesn't get done in June because we're going to go back to the same thing. It needs to be done before. And I don't know if we're going to
30
be able to
days.
get it done before.
Why? What's
It's got
wrong?
to be done when the weather is ideal. It can't be too cold, can't be wet.
Right.
Forget it, we might as well go home.
Exactly. That's going to be the key. Otherwise,
March 25th,
It'll be done tomorrow. Nick will work overnight, so.
30 days.
that's the only.
All right, and why is it, if it's too hot, it doesn't work? Is that right? It's not going to stick, or it's not going to melt, people will sink,
We'll get it done.
and we'll lose it. Okay, we'll work that out, but as soon as possible,
Yes, sir.
okay? Let's pray for, what do you want, about 75, 78 degrees, or? Okay, well, that's not going to happen during the summer. Okay, so happy to say, item number 12, business item has been approved. Call roll, finally. Informational items, number 13, update from Sandra Toller, Community Services Director.
You already voted.
I'm sorry, did I?
Passed unanimously.
And then
Yeah, it passed unanimously, I said so. I said so.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't you see the green up there? It was informational items update from Sandra Toller, Community Services Director, on amendment to Joint Use Facilities Agreement with Clxc Unified School District. Is Mrs. Toller here?
No, she's actually in Sacramento today and yesterday, today, and tomorrow. But basically, all we want to do is inform you that we are working on it, and this is requesting what we would do in emergency situations. So we're working with the district, and we'll get this to you as soon as we can.
All right. You need to excuse me. I'm going into a state of shock. It's 7:30, and we are at
We still have
agenda
executive
items.
session, though.
This is difficult to accept here, but I'll move forward.
you can stay longer.
Yeah.
No.
Move to
Okay.
executive session.
Future agenda items at 7:30 in the evening. Councilman Castro.
Well, I'm still concerned. This is going to be the third time that I ask for the issue with license fees. I would like to
Business license fees, sir?
business license fees in Clxc. I believe this is the third time that I asked for that, so I'm still in the same issue. That's what we do.
All right.
I hope for the next council meeting.
Yeah, we're one of the things you'll notice, hopefully, and Gabby, you did get the emails out, right? Through the council members. One of the process that we've started is that anytime an item comes up, we're going to try and get to you and tell you, this is the item that we're doing, these are the options we're looking at, this is the date we're targeting to try and get back to you. So you're very familiar
That's
where we're
excellent.
at.
That's going to be emailed to us?
Some of them will take a little longer, some of them we won't be able to get to you right away, but we'll keep you abreast of what we're doing.
We understand.
It
That's
was
great.
it was very helpful.
That's a good idea. Okay, but that's the third time. Councilwoman Hurtado, future agenda items.
Yeah, I'd like to see if maybe we can have an update with regard to some of the comments that's been made in this council about reinitiating the Calexico Police Department Athletics League, because as far as the information that I have obtained is that not the Calexico Parents League, that's a different thing. I'm talking about the Calexico Athletics League that was
The traditional PAL.
which I remember participating quite a bit since the year 2002, and a couple of, it's called PAL, yeah, but we also have this other PAL, but I'm talking about the one that is under the roof of this agency. I understand that nonprofit lost their nonprofit status because they have been inactive for at least 3 years. And I know that there was some discussions about the Calexico Police Athletics League that apparently we already issued some funding for it, and that concerns me, especially because there's no information to this council as a whole what that plan is. Because when I was participating with the Calexico PAL, it was a great program, and it ended. When it ended, this community gathered together, Mrs. Estrada is one of them, and created their own leagues. This city has been operating without the Calexico Police Department's program for 3 years now, or more than 3 years, and there's a lot of very solid, very strong leagues and sports programs out there. when the discussions were occurring about the Clexico PAL within the department to initiate, I wasn't sure where that was going, and I was curious then. I'm more curious now to know what the department would be doing with the league, being that they have lost their nonprofit status, and what exactly is going on with that. So I'd really appreciate that be a future
You'd
agenda
like an
item.
informational.
I think it's important that we know that if there's discussions to reinitiate, reestablish, or regenerate any of these different nonprofit statuses under the direction of the city council or the city, that we take our steps carefully and that we consider what we've done to this community of breaking off that interest at one point. The city scrambled out to take care of business and continue these programs, and now we're coming back again, and I don't understand where this all is going to lead to if the Police Athletics League is no longer in an appropriate status to be even functioning.
Okay, and I'm sure Chief Tabares and City Manager.
We will get you a full report.
Give us a full
Finance
report.
is involved in that. PD is involved in that.
All right,
so
we need
we'll
that.
give you a full report.
We need to be informed, and the community needs to be informed. Are there any other future agenda items, Council?
The other thing that I had asked about was the large trucks and things that come through the city of Calexico or parked all over the city of Calexico. We were going to have, I had asked for that agenda item a long time ago, but I think you said something about Mr. Servin, giving me some information about that. I forgot. He was going to check maybe the ordinances that cover that.
One more
We have a lot of
time.
semi-trucks and larger vehicles parked around different neighborhoods, and
Oh, we've had code enforcement actually go out there and cite some of the truck drivers. We've talked to police about helping us curb some of that.
or maybe if you can maybe give us some kind of a overview of it, and maybe
Sure.
let the city and the residents out there know what the regulations are in the city for that.
Right. Yeah, I can certainly have some and have a report for you as to what we actually did.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Councilwoman Hurtado. Yes, sir.
Just to concur with
Councilwoman Hurtado.
what's the name I'm sorry, Sebi. What's the name of that? Where is Santo Tomasis? What's the name of that street?
E.B. Williams.
Okay. Williams?
VV.
Oh, B.B. Williams. Okay. All the way from 98 to B.B. Williams and to Cold Road, there's no signs. The signs are there right now. I mean, you barely can see the violation or the city ordinance code.
Right.
So I believe we need to put new sign on the B.B. Williams, and especially because there is a lot of trucks, 3 exhaust trucks pass through that way. So I believe that is something.
You are correct.
I'm concerned with that.
Yes, you are correct. And
But on that area, the other areas, I believe we need to shake that. This is one of the that I concern.
thank you for your reminder. Thank you.
Okay, Councilman Kim, future agenda items. And I think we're holding it to, 2 or 3. Go ahead, sir.
Okay.
Mrs. Estrada wants to speak. It's fine with me, Mrs. Estrada, before Kim. Will you allow Mrs. Estrada to speak before you announce your future agenda items? Are you okay on that, sir?
I'm okay.
Okay. Quickly, Mrs. Estrada. Yep, I'll have to do this. Que no entiendo español mucho. Poquito.
¿Me podrías volver a repetir, por favor, lo que dijiste? Marixa, creo que como no entiendo muy bien el inglés, quiero antes de, si me puedes repetir, por favor.
¿Quiere que se lo diga en español?
Por favor. Pues se puede.
To speak in Spanish.
¿O no?
Yeah. No aprovechó de la
Sí,
traducción.
sí. Lo que pasa es que dijiste que si, no sé yo si malentendí lo que dijiste, es como que, ¿qué pasa? Porque están corriendo las personas hacia nosotros. ¿Algo así o no es? Ok.
Lo que a ver,
pasa-
déjame decirle más bien. Lo que dije es de que yo y usted estábamos en, bueno, lo voy a decir porque no lo dije a ellos.
Ok.
En el Clxc Cm yo y usted hemos participado en el año que fue, 2006, más o menos. Lo que fue aquí en esta administración, los programas terminaron, ¿verdad? Cerró el programa, forzando a la comunidad entonces tener que salir y formar sus propios ligas, como lo hizo usted, ¿verdad? Y han trabajado bien duro, ¿verdad? Entonces, cuando yo supe que esta ciudad quería iniciar otra vez el PAL, yo me quedé interesada al querer ver cómo íbamos a entonces acomodar lo que la ciudad quiere hacer, siendo que el público ya manejó tanto y con tantas ganas y tanto esfuerzo. Entonces, ¿dónde iba a quedar eso? Pero lo que se ha descubierto, lo que yo supe, es de que esa organización ya está disuelta, o sea, ya no existe, perdió el estatus de no lucrativo. Entonces, como perdió ese estatus, no puede funcionar de esa forma ahorita. Entonces, yo quiero saber de qué forma vamos a integrar lo que quiere hacer la ciudad, lo que ustedes allá afuera ya están haciendo.
Sí,
esa es la pregunta.
Exactamente. Yo comenté con el Chief Police porque él es una persona que estuvo de voluntario con nosotros, es una persona que vio el corazón que tenemos los padres para hacer ese programa. Ese programa se cerró por político, no se cerró porque no tenían dinero. Yo nunca he hablado porque a mí me lastimaron y lastimaron a las personas. Yo nunca demandé a la ciudad porque yo no trabajo demandando, yo trabajo haciendo y luchando. Y así como estoy yo ahorita, los padres están muy molestos y yo paro a las personas para no violencia, porque yo soy para la educación y para los principios. A mí 15 días estuve en depresión porque la ciudad cerró un programa, como tú dices, Marixa, luchamos muy duro, sin dinero para hacer este programa. Y yo sé que el Chief Police está con nosotros. Él me dijo a mí, nosotros no nos vamos a meter para nada con ustedes. Nosotros vamos a hacer otro tipo de actividades, las cuales no hay en la comunidad. ¿Para qué? Para los niños de escasos recursos. Y yo lo admiro, porque así debe de ser.
Pero lo que le estoy tratando de explicar es de que esa organización ya no tiene la manera de funcionar y tenemos que hablar como comunidad y entender de qué forma podemos seguir trabajando en conjunto, siendo que sea como sea, esa organización de Clxc Cm bajo el departamento ya no hay manera de que funcione más que volver a pedir el estatus.
All right, with all respect, we need to end this. We've gone off track. We're in an engagement. We cannot allow that. Okay? I'm sorry. Okay? No más.
Entonces, malentendí, pero les quiero decir que estoy muy dolida, nunca lo he hablado, pero estoy lastimada como persona y yo represento un programa tan grande y tengo el apoyo y ha crecido bastante. ¿Por qué? Porque el corazón es lo que hace un programa.
Thank you, Mrs. Estrada, thank you. But we got off track. And, okay, who was it?
Mr. Kim.
Mr. Kim. Councilman Kim, future agenda items.
Okay. I got so many, but I'm gonna pick up two.
Sir.
Don't worry, I'm gonna pick up two.
Only two. Only two we should do.
One, I was mentioning, I think Mr. Felix is here. I'd like to invite Mr. Vargas, Congressman Vargas, to come to, if he can come to our meeting, to updating his activities to supporting Calexico for the new portable entry. So we'd like to have some information from the Mr. Vargas to be all informed. Same time, we can use this one to address the city, so citizens what we doing for what he's trying to do with the city of all the traffic of the new portable entry. Would you that one for the future agenda with the city manager would please to put in that with us. And the other one is. I believe we need to talk about the V.V. Williams, and Mr. Castro was still talking, and they have a semi-truck driving 55 or more higher speed than they're driving. We should stop them, and we should put some stop signal in between the areas, at least one stop sign there to protecting the citizens over there. So I'd like to put in the agenda for the next coming agenda.
Okay.
I'd just like an update or a status.
Mayor Pro Tem.
I'm sorry. I'd just like an update or a status report on our swimming pool.
Well, I was going to say that. Okay. Thank you. So I can get to say another one. All right. My turn. I'm just as concerned as the city councilmen here are about the overtime in the police department. But there is a division of how to solve it, and I still strongly believe that we solve it by by adequately enforcing our police department. Therefore, Mr. City Manager, I want discussion and action regarding past direction that has been given from you regarding the hiring of police personnel. I want to bring this to the forefront. I want to bring on the agenda the issues of hiring that you have engaged in about hiring from Measure H and the budget. I'd like to put that on the agenda. Does that make sense?
I'm trying to figure out what exactly you're focusing in on.
Well, what I understand is promises have been made, and at this point in time, no action has been made. So I would like for that to be put on the agenda for discussion and possible action.
Yeah, I think I clear understand Mr. Hart's
Is that clear?
intention.
Well, the process is moving, but we can tell you where we're at. We're in the recruitment process, so we'll put it on.
Okay.
That's what we're doing.
Okay, very good, sir.
Yeah, but it's been moving on. For example, hire the officers,
Okay.
been vacancies.
Yes.
It's been
Councilman
months,
Kim, I
and
don't
we
really want to
do
get bogged down on
There are
argument.
legal
So we
reasons
should
why
be-
it's taking a little longer.
That's why Mr.
Look,
Harty
wait.
wants to put an agenda
Councilman
to
Kim,
it.
thank you.
There are legal
Let's put it
reasons
on
why
the
it's taking
agenda,
a little
and
longer.
we'll have a chance to take
Okay.
action. Okay, if needed so. And then since he discussed the pool, the other one is, no, I'll forget it. I'll work on that some other way. Report and possible action on if I am correct here, providing trash containers for bus stops. Some bus stops I don't see trash containers. Bus stops.
Okay, we can certainly take a look and see what bus stops need containers, and we'll take
Okay,
that.
thank you. That's it for me. That concludes for all council member future agenda items. So I would like to make a motion to adjourn.
We're going to adjourn to an executive
We
session.
adjourn open session. We're going
We
to
adjourn open session, and now we go back to closed session
on item B. Yes.
on item B.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Thank you.